Hi everyone, it's Phil here from That Golfing Vlog, and today I'm at Westhoughton Golf Club. Yes, that's my new golf club, trying to solve the last 6 holes. That's right, I'm playing crap on the last 6 holes. If I could have got around them in my handicap, the last 2 comps, I probably would have been there or thereabouts, but I haven't, and I went up 0.1. So let's see if we can sort it out, eh? So I talked to Stuart a lot about golf course management because as a new golfer, it's the difference between having a mare and having a decent round of golf, even when it's going good or if it's going bad, because you keep it in play, you play to your handicap, and that's something I have to relearn at this new course. Now, it's not easy because you just want to smash the ball. However, the last 6 holes here are really tight. It's an 85-year-old golf course. It's proper old school tree-lined fairways. There's internal out of bounds, and then the first of this stint is the index one, hole 13, which is 390 yards off the yellows. I think it's 440 off the whites. It's generally windy around here as well, and I think the wind always comes into a face off this tee box, so it's quite a tough driving hole. Now what I'm going to do, hopefully you can hear me, is I'm going to play to my handicap. So I'm off 6 at the moment, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the holes where I'll get shots and try and make bogey, safe, comfortable bogeys. If I make par, amazing. And then on the holes where I don't have shots, I'm going to play them one in the middle and leave myself my strongest shot into the green. Now my strongest shot is 110 yard gap wedge, so I'm going to play those holes to leave me 110 in. So if they're 300 yards long, I'm going to hit myself, what's that, 190 off the tee. So I'm going to hit a 5-iron or 4-iron into the wind. So I'm going to play to my strengths. I'm also going to use my shots. Let's see how I get on. Hole 13, 390 yards, 400 yards. I'm going to hit 2-iron, and then I'm probably going to hit a 5-iron to leave me that 100 yards into the green for my favourite shot, to try and make 5. So I'm going to play to my strengths. I'm not going to hit driver, I'm going to hit a 2-iron off the tee and play to my shot. So my first shot of the day, no practice swings, no warm-ups, which is very, very naughty, because generally on the 13th hole I'll be coming here pretty warm, but I've hit my 2-iron, a bit toey, but it's gone down the middle. But this is a prime example, okay? So I'm playing to get on the green in 3, so it's 400 yards. I want to leave myself 110 yards out, so basically I need to hit it 290 yards in 2 shots. Seems mad, doesn't it? Seems absolutely bonkers when you play it like that. That's a 100-yard wedge, or what is it? That's 2 really good pitching wedge, or two easy 9-irons to put me in place to where I want to be. And then I'm playing my strongest shot into the green, which is, hopefully should be going within 10 foot, give me a chance to putt for par. So why am I being so greedy? Comment below, why am I being greedy? Why am I trying to make birdie on the hardest hole in the golf course and putting myself in trouble? Why am I doing it? That felt really easy to be hitting an 8-iron into index 1, second shot. Could be an absolute game changer, playing to the handicap that I've got on the holes where I need it. We'll see. I could be taking my own advice. So in this wind today, I'm I've had 0 roll, which I probably didn't account for, plus the wind has also taken it back. So while I've left myself, I'd say that's about 110 in, it might just be too far for my gap wedge, but let's give it a go and see what happens. So on an index one there, I've played to my strengths, to my strongest shot, which was my approach shot. I knew my yardage, the yardage was right. I don't know if you saw there, but it was absolutely pin high, absolutely. Didn't even use a GPS either. Could have putted it, a little bit wet today, so I just used my 8-iron bump and run to gimme stage, but I tapped it in anyway, and I took my 5 net 4. That was really easy, really easy. So next hole, 322 yards, par 4, index 3. I'll get a shot here, so leave myself with 210. It's downwind. I'm going to hit my 2-iron again. It should leave me with 100 in, 110. There is a little brook, but I don't need to worry about that. And let's see how it goes. It was definitely a very cold swing. However, it's down the middle, right? It's my safe club. It's down the middle. Now, using my shot on this, basically I could have hit anything off the tee. Could have hit a 5-iron off the tee. 150 into wind, 180, 190 downwind. Hit my gap wedge, again. So I didn't hit that great off the tee, as I said. It's on the fairway. Result, I've got 150 yards into the green. Now 150 yards for me is an 8-iron, downwind, but the green is down there somewhere. It's quite a tricky green, this one. Lots of drop-offs. It's just there. So you have to play over the trees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit gap wedge, and then I'm going to chip on and hopefully make my 4 for 3 points. Playing really safe would be very nice. However, if I make a 5, it's 5 for 2. That is safe as houses. It's my strongest shot in my bag. It's very straight. You know, there's not much more to say really. It's just a very conservative, you know, sensible. It's not exciting, you know. Your playing partners aren't going to say to you, amazing shot, well done, because it's boring. It is boring. Now the green's going to be slow today because of all the rain, but in a match play or stroke play in Meadow, Stableford, you do not want to be on the wrong side of this, especially coming in. Look how close the boundary is. So this works for me. It's worked, absolutely worked. A little bit long there actually. I caught that really long, which isn't good. So I'm there for 3 anyway. So I've now got 2 shots from there to get 2 points and play to my handicap, which is the start of a good round. You know, playing to your handicap is a lot closer than not playing to your handicap, and then all of a sudden you have to make birdies and you have to make 3 points and blah blah blah. So that's 4 points in 2 holes, playing boring, safe golf on 2 holes where it could go really bad. Now on that hole there behind us that we just played, I would be playing for the green in 2 from 150 yards, 140 yards, 130 yards. You know, let's be realistic about this. However, if you're not, you know, not got a 2-iron, don't hit it 200 plus. Your shortest shot is 75 yards. Play back. Take your favourite shot away from the yardage. Go back. What would you then hit? What would you then hit to get on the green in 3? All of a sudden it becomes a 5-iron, 9-iron, gap wedge, pitching wedge, whatever your shot is. You'd want to be hitting driver down here because you can get a really big drive. However, the green is very narrow. So unless you nail it, there's almost no advantages to hitting driver down here. So there's a mound there, there. It's about 300 yards to that. Leaves you with 200 in, but it's so narrow by the green, you don't want to be hitting freeward second shot. You'll be chipping out. So going back to my yardages again, 500 yards, taking it back 110, that leaves me with 390. I'm going to hit my 2-iron, 5-iron, and then it should leave me with a gap wedge. Fingers crossed. Definitely what I was looking for there. A nice 2-iron. Didn't try and smash it, just gave it a nice little swing, caught it out the middle, and got the nice consistent ball flight on it. Not too high, not too low, just good. It's the Goldilocks shot, right? Hit that 5-iron terrible there. It's very fat. Yeah, just not good. Not good. However, it's down the middle. I'm there for 2, par 5, about 120 in on a very tight approach shot to a green that's like an upside down bowl. So yeah, could be worse. So I hit that a lot worse than I thought. There's a 150 there. I've probably hit it about 160 yards. Not good at all. So I'm looking. There's a 150. Flag is yellow, which is middle. So I've probably got 145 plus wind. I'd say about 5-yard wind, so I'm probably going to hit a good pitching wedge. Good pitching wedge. This is real golf, everyone. I'm not cheating. I've hit it a bit thin, and I leaked it right. So I've got one of those chips that you don't really want coming up. Oh. So I missed a very makeable putt there for my 2 points. I put that down to not really having to had to putt so far. You know, in a normal comp I'd get here early, I'd do some putting. I just come on the tee. I've not had any long putts. You know, I'm not making excuses or anything like that. Who'd make excuses? But yeah, I wouldn't normally miss those kind of putts on these greens. Straight into wind today. It's very tight at the opening, but actually it opens up on the right hand side. So a little fade into the wind might get held up quite a lot, but let's have a look at it from the tee. 278 into wind. It's quite narrow off the tee, with some get out on the right hand side. I'll tell you what, this course really does prefer a fader of the ball. So I think, oh, 2-iron again. I think a nice 2-iron into wind. If I hit it 180, I've got 120, you know, even less than that, got 100 in. Apologies about that. On the 16th hole, I didn't film my approach shot, but it was just in the rough on the left. I probably had 110. A bit pitch and wedge, long on the green, but it's left me with 2 putts for a par for 2 points. So far, the only point I've dropped is on that par 5, where I didn't get up and down, but actually on a normal round, I'd hold that putt from 4-5 foot. You know, it's bread and butter. However, being cold, not having any long putts before it, you know, it's probably not the ideal situation. So 17th tee, it's 300 again. It's another short par 4, but it's really tricky. There's a big dip before the green. You've got again a green that bowls. You know, it's like an upside down dish. So if you hit it left or hit it right, you're rolling off and you're chipping back over the mounds. A couple of bunkers. From the tee box, you know, it's fairly tight. So it's all about really positioning yourself for that 100 to 110 into the green. So I've hit 5-iron from the tee onto the fairway. That wasn't great at all. However, I'd rather miss-hit a gap wedge from 100 yards than be chipping out of the trees because I've hit a bad drive. So now I need to make up and down to get my par for 2 points. So that's me dropping another shot there. So I am 2 behind my handicap with 1 hole to play, which, to be fair, if I was like this last week, I probably would have won. So last hole on the course, it's a tricky one, this. It is from the white tees, 309 yards into wind. So I'm going to hit 2-iron, leave me with that 100 yards in, hopefully. So that was just a nice, easy 2-iron. I probably hit it too far actually. So looking at that again off the yellows, that's a 5-iron all day long down there. But what it's going to do, it's going to leave me 100 or less into the green, and hopefully if I get up and down for my 3 points, that's me only playing 1 worse than my handicap round this loop. And as I said at the start, it's about me understanding you know, this course, understanding these holes, how to play them, how not to play them. And so far, playing conservatively, it's only poor approach shots that have cost me. You know, pitch and wedge into that par 5 was pretty poor. Then I didn't get up and down. Then the last, that little chip, didn't roll out. See, the greens are soaked. Now I missed my putt, so Course management wise has been good. This hole, last 2 times I played, I got a 6 and a 7 because I was in the trees, and because of the bunkers at the front of the green, you can't punch out to the green. You have to play out sideways, and then this is a difficult green. Laying it up short, you know, you can get a bad bounce and get a run. It's tricky. However, this time I've hit 2-iron, a little gap wedge, and I'm about 10 foot away. I'll take that. So I've got a putt for birdie. Nice. Very different to last time. So, as you can see there, I played really conservatively, really safe. I hit everything to hit, you know, 100, 110 gap wedge in. I didn't particularly hit my gap wedge very well, which let me down and cost me a couple of shots. However, there was no mares in there at all. There was no 7s or 8s. You know, I play off 6, and I've just gone around the back 9, which for me has been really tough so far. One over my handicap, which, you know, as I said on the tee, 2 over my handicap probably would have seen me win the last competition. This is such an old course. You really have to get to know the course, and I would say to anyone, pick your best approach shot, you know, the one that's going to get you within scoring range, and play backwards, work your way back from the green. You know, mine was 110, so I looked at the yardage. If it was 400, take 110 off, leaves you with 290, then a 2-iron or a 5-iron or whatever, just to plot your way round. So just play sensible on the holes where you get shots. Use your shot. You know, you don't have to go for the green in 2. You can play safe off the tee. And actually, as I've shown there, I've not hit the ball very well. I've not really chipped very well, and yet I just missed out on playing to my handicap. So keep it safe. You know, you don't have to be Tiger Woods or Rory McIlroy. Keep it on the fairway, use your shots, and play backwards from the green. Cheers, everyone. Hopefully it makes you a better golfer.